Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to Granny B's house. Are you having a good day? Oh, I hope so. Granny B's having a good day. And I hope you're remembering to do those acts of kindness for the people around you to make this world a better place. I have a book today written by a local author from, she lives about an hour away from me, and I'm hoping one of these days I get to meet her. It's called The Somewhat Extraordinary Child and written by Billy Young and illustrated by James L. Taylor. And it's a little hard to handle. It's kind of long and narrow, and I'll probably flop it around a little bit, but be patient with me, okay? I'll get out of your way. In a very small place called Justown, there lived a somewhat extraordinary child. Somewhat extraordinary, you might say. Let's see why I say it that way. He made the best paper airplanes that flew clear across a room. He even made little people from the straws on the broom. But with all the smarts this young lad had, there was one thing about him that was somewhat bad. He blew bubbles bigger than anyone. He could burn a hole through paper using just the sun. He whistled so loud when blowing through leaves, the crickets would hide in the trees. But with all the smarts this young lad had, there was still one thing that made him somewhat sad. He could spit a watermelon seed far, far away. He even stayed awake the whole school day. His friends called him Mr. Basketball because when he shoots, all net, no rim at all. There were so many neat things he could do. I don't know why he was unhappy. Do you? Well, although he did all the neat things I said, in the morning he was a sleepyhead. When his mom would ask, "Have you brushed your teeth and washed your face? Is your hair combed and in place?" he would say, "Somewhat." "Well, did you make up your bed, put away each toy, and tie your shoes like a good little boy?" he would say, "Somewhat." Even though there were extraordinary things he could do, he would start his day feeling somewhat blue. But being the extraordinary child he was, he came up with a plan. "Tonight, before I go to bed, before the pillow touches my head, I'll put away the toys on the floor, take out clothes for tomorrow, and much, much more. Maybe I'll find my shoes now. I think they're under the bed. Then when morning comes, I'll have nothing to dread." When morning came, he opened his eyes. This somewhat lad was very surprised. Because he got ready the night before, the next day was an easy chore. His shoes were already clean and in place. He went to the bathroom to wash his face. His clothes were already laid on the chair. He stopped at the mirror to comb his hair. He brushed his teeth and put on his clothes, his socks and shoes to cover his toes. Just as his mother began to call, the extraordinary child thought, "I did it all. I brushed my teeth, put on my clothes, put on my shoes to cover my toes. Look at me, my hair's in place. I made my bed and even washed my face. Best of all, I don't feel blue. I like this new feeling too. I feel extraordinary." It blew away from above my head, that somewhat cloud, the somewhat dread. He was in his classroom seat before the first bell rang. He was so happy he wanted to sing, because getting rid of somewhat made him feel this way. He'd get ready the night before each and every day. Wow, what a great idea to put your clothes out and get everything ready and get your grooming done first thing in the morning without having to trip over toys and find your shoes. Oh my goodness, what a concept, huh? Well, I hope you will start to incorporate some of those good ideas in your day because, oh, if we can get a good start in the morning, how much better our whole day will go. So you just remember that there's a lot you can do yourself that'll make your day better. And you won't be somewhat extraordinary. You will just drop that somewhat and be the best you can be. So you remember that Granny Bee loves you. And oh, I hope you'll come back and see me again sometime so I can read you another story. Okay? Bye-bye.